All right, class, video number 3. Let's tackle this essay. Now, I'm going to change up the directions a little bit to explain how the poem's in trouble with poetry, and I'm going to put that or. Trouble with poetry, or you can just do your video on one of the 2 stories yet this week. Help the reader understand the points of view of the characters in the story. Support your answers with clear text evidence. Remember, our text evidence should be 3 points. We're going to organize it like this. We're going to give our introduction or our topic in the first sentence. Then our 3 points. First point and support. Second point and support. And then our third point and our text evidence or support. And then we want to wrap this up, a conclusion. Okay? All right, I'm going to choose Trouble with Mine. Now, if you want to choose something else, you are welcome to choose A Visit for the Zoo. And if you disagree with how I think the characters feel, you're welcome to write your own. Just remember to follow this pattern. Our points, I like to say my words. And the support, I like to say their words. And that's where we're going to use our text evidence. 3 places of text evidence. Remember when we cite text evidence, we want to say what paragraph we found it in, as well as the page number. And then we want to vary how we say those things. So we'll work on all those components today. I know last week we didn't write our essay, but we'll get back into it today. First of all, as I think about trouble with poetry, at the beginning, as we read through it, I had a bunch of different places where I had put, I'm going to use this in my essay, because I thought the character didn't like poetry at all. But at the end of the story, if you read it carefully, it seems like, 1, she wrote a dynamite poem, and 2, this sentence here, I'm going to use in my essay. I pushed back from my desk and grinned at my paper. Maybe writing poetry wouldn't be so bad after all. Seems like she liked it. I had a great subject who was sure to give me plenty of ideas for a long time to come. So it kind of sounds like the character had a change in their opinion of it, and that's exactly what my topic is going to be. Okay, trouble with poetry. Now, when we write a paragraph, first we have to indent, so put a big thumb down there. Some kids like to do it like this. Put this little move over sign there. In the story, trouble with poetry. I'm going to use their exact words. The point of view Now I'm struggling to remember her name. The teacher calls her name, but she says I the whole time. But when the teacher comes over and talks to her, it actually calls her name. I just don't think I have much, says Mrs. True. I replied, try thinking of things you do, said Mrs. True. It might be easier with you smile. As I walked away, as she walked away, I thought of, that wasn't her name. Miss True looked at me when she said, oh, there it is. Ellen, right there. Point of view of Ellen changed as the story went on. In the story Trouble with Poetry, the point of view of Ellen changed as the story went on. In the beginning, Ellen was not sure he could write a poem. That was my words. Now here comes the text evidence. On page, that's 109, paragraph, and I'm going to put the very first one, paragraph 1. It says, my mind was spinning. Now, if you're not sure how to spell any of those, it's right here. Spinning as fast as top. I'm gonna come up with another one. I had two other places. I looked at Nate and gave a groan, and a groan usually means you don't like that. I'd have to explain that in my sentence. And down here, great, muttered under my breath with a huge sigh. I dug my journal out of my desk and slapped it down. Maybe I want to use that second one. Ellen was so afraid to try to write a poem write a poem that it made him angry. The text says, now notice I'm saying it differently. Rather than saying on page, I'm going to say the text says, comma, and I'm going to use this sentence here. I dug my journal out of my desk and slapped it down. Okay? Now I'm going to make a transition word here. However, by the end of the story, Ellen seemed to have enjoyed writing his poem. Now we got to find some text evidence for that. And our text evidence is going to be way at the end. On page 110, the last paragraph, it says, and then I'll put this whole sentence in there. Hopefully you can see it on yours because it's way at the bottom. It's hard to hold it on my camera. It says, I pushed back my desk and grinned at my paper. Maybe writing poetry wouldn't be so bad. I'm putting both those. I pushed back from my desk and grinned at my paper. Maybe writing poetry wouldn't be so bad. Okay? Feel free to pause my video right there if you need to reread or catch up on any of those. Alright, I got my topic, my first point, support, second point, support, third point, support, and now I need to get my conclusion sentence. Remember, the conclusion sentence sounds a lot like the first one, so we want to have this change of heart here. And that's how I'm going to start it with. Alan had a complete change of heart about poetry. He went from being afraid of it to loving it. Now, I probably stretched that a little bit. I don't know if it anywhere said he loved it at the end, but he did say that he was inspired from his dog. So I'm going to leave it. Boy, guys, I don't know about you. I'm afraid of writing poetry. I'm afraid of writing essays. And when I follow the pattern, it makes it pretty easy. We wrote that essay in about 8 minutes. So, okay, freeze mine, check it out, reread it. Now, if you want to do your own, feel free. Do your best to follow the pattern with the topic, your 3 points and the support in the middle, and then conclude it at the end. All right, guys, you finished that reading test. Congratulations. Have a great rest of your day.